continuation with our previous session on division of work and coordination, today we will discuss about the different aspects of coordination. First, let us discuss about coordination. Every organization is characterized by division of work. Under the principle of division of work, different units perform different functions in an organization. However, division of work or specialization is only a means to achieve the organizational goals. The goals of an organization can be achieved only if the activities of various units are synchronized and integrated towards the organizational objectives. This process is called as coordination. The objectives of the lesson are the basic features of coordination, definitions of coordination, facets of coordination, relations between coordination and cooperation, types of coordination, principles of coordination, techniques of coordination, and finally, hindrances to coordination. Coordination seeks to adjust the various parts of the organization in such a way that they make maximum contribution to the output as a whole. It is the orderly arrangement of group effort with the objective of achieving harmony, unity of action, and avoiding conflict. Importance of coordination. The need for coordination arises from the natural tendency of the members of any large group, when left to themselves, drift away in different directions, thus giving rise to conflict. Three causes of such conflict deserve special mention. First, conflict or overlapping in the work of the employees or units of an organization may arise from an ignorance of the other activities. Secondly, there is a tendency among men in charge of particular functions or activities to attach too much importance to their own work and be unmindful of the needs of others and make encroachments on the latter's sphere. The third potent cause of conflict is the greed for power and importance which heads of organizations, especially the more pushing and vigorous ones, have. The importance of coordination has been aptly highlighted by Mooney and Rayleigh in their work Onward Industry. This term, coordination, expresses the principles of organization in toto, nothing less and nothing more. This does not mean that there are no subordinated principles. It simply means that all the others are contained in this one principle of coordination. The others are simply the principles through which coordination operates and thus becomes effective. Basic features of coordination. If subdivision of work is inescapable, coordination becomes mandatory. Coordination is a process. It is a process of achieving integration among different organizational units. Thirdly, coordination is present in all organizations, but in varying degrees. Fourthly, unity of effort is the heart of coordination problem. By unity of effort, we mean that the managers arrange the nature and timing of activities so that individual efforts blend into a harmonious stream of productive action. 5. The chief objective of coordination is a common purpose. As Dalton McFarland contends, the degree to which the organization achieves its intended purpose is at least a partial index of the extent to which the chief executive has been able to coordinate it. Sixth, Coordination cannot be achieved automatically. It must be won by intelligent, vigorous, persistent and organized effort. Definitions of coordination. Newman defines coordination in this manner, quote, "Coordination deals with synchronizing and unifying the actions of a group of people. A coordinated operation is one in which the activities of the employee are harmonious, dovetailed and integrated towards a common objective." McFarland defines coordination is the process by which managers achieve integrated patterns of group and individual effort. To coordinate is to develop unity of action in common purposes. Mooney defines coordination as an orderly arrangement of group effort to provide unity of action in pursuit of a common purpose. According to Gullick, coordination is a set of human and structural mechanisms designed to link the parts of the enterprise together to help achieve the specified objectives. J.C. Charlesworth, coordination is the integration of the several parts into an orderly whole to achieve the purpose of the undertaking. According to Seckler Hudson, coordination is the all-important duty of interrelating the various parts of the work. Mary Parker Follett defines coordination as the reciprocal relationship of all factors in a situation. Facets of coordination. A. Group effort. Organization is not a haphazard collection of people, materials, machines, equipment and other financial and physical resources. The financial, human and technical resources are properly organized and coordinated. Coordination transcends and permeates all managerial functions. It is the orderly synchronization of efforts of the subordinates to provide the proper amount of timing and quality of execution, so that their unified efforts lead to the stated objectives of the organization. It aims at the synchronization and unity of action of a group of people to achieve organizational objectives. B. Unity of action. Coordination applies to the group effort, not individual effort. It stresses the unity of effort and unity of action. It is an ongoing process where managers develop an integrated, orderly and synchronized pattern of group effort among their subordinates and try to attain unity of effort in the pursuit of some common objective. C. Common purpose. Effective coordination is sine qua non of good management. Coordination is not a one-shot deal. It is a never-ending process of ensuring the achievement of organizational goals effectively. When the individuals and groups as well as organizations are integrated, the incongruency between personal goals and organizational objectives gets resolved automatically. Coordination involves a reciprocal relationship, that is, willingness to take and give among the people and activities concerned. Each employee is more than a bundle of stimuli and responses. He brings with him a unique storehouse of goals, perceptions, attitudes, beliefs, values, etc. Each tries to serve his own goals and ends. Conflicts between individual goals and organizational objectives are inevitable in every firm. Such conflicts and inconsistencies demand coordination of efforts to achieve common goals. The types of coordination. In the types of coordination, we have internal coordination. Internal or functional coordination is applied by the organization among its various constituent units. Second, external coordination. External coordination concerns with coordinating the activity of different organizational units. Vertical coordination. Coordination between different levels or agencies is called as vertical coordination. Fourth, horizontal coordination. Coordination among its equal units working under the same executive is called horizontal coordination. It is interesting to note that hierarchy facilitates both vertical and horizontal coordination, highlighting the importance of hierarchy as a supreme coordinating device. Paul H. Appleby said, "Hierarchy functions both perpendicularly and horizontally. The horizontal relationship is between units and between agencies, commonly regarded as coordinating in an effort to distinguish between coordination and administration. Coordination effected between units responsible to a single executive is coordination at the level of units. Administration at the level of the executive to whom they are responsible, whereas he in turn participates in coordination with other agencies at the level. Principles of coordination. Coordination is a continuous and dynamic process and emphasizes unity of efforts to achieve the desired objectives. Mary Parker Follett has spelled out the following principles of coordination. 1. Principle of direct contact is the first principle. Follett states that coordination can be achieved by direct contact among the responsible people concerned. She believes that coordination can be easily obtained by direct interpersonal relationships and direct personal communications. Such personal contacts bring about agreement on methods, actions, and ultimate achievement of objectives. Direct contacts also help wither away the controversies and misunderstanding among organizational participants. It is based on the principle that coordination is better achieved through understanding, not by force, order, and coercion. Second, early stages of coordination should start from the very beginning of the planning process. At the time of policy formulation and objective setting, coordination can be sought from organizational participants. Obviously, when the members are involved in goal setting, the problem of coordination is 90% solved. It is because participative goal setting enables agreement and commitment to organizational goals, and there is no question of conflict and incongruency of goals of individuals and organizations. Coordination, if not initiated in the early stages of planning process and policy formulation, becomes difficult to exercise in the later stages of the execution of plan. Third, reciprocal relationships. As the third principle, Follett states that all factors in a situation are reciprocally related. In other words, all the parts influence and are influenced by other parts. For example, when A works with B and he in turn works with C and D, each of the four finds himself influenced by others, influenced by all the people in the total situation. Follett contends that this sort of reciprocal relations and this sort of interpenetration of every part and again by every other part as it has been permeated by all should be the goal of all attempting at bringing about coordination. Fourth, principle of continuity. The fourth principle advocated by Follett is that coordination is a continuous process. Coordination is the never ceasing and never ending exercise of managers. It is something which must go on all the time in the organization. Further, coordination is involved in every managerial function. Fifth, principle of self-coordination. In addition to the principles listed by Follett above, Brown has emphasized the principle of self-coordination. According to this principle, when a particular department affects another function or department, it is in turn affected by other departments or functions. This particular department which is affected may not have direct control over the other departments that is influencing the said department. However, if other departments are modified in such a fashion that this affects a particular department favorably, then self-coordination is achieved. For instance, as we know, there must be coordination between the level of production and sales. When the production department alters its total production in such a way as to suit the sales capacity of the marketing department, even before the marketing department makes request to cut down the production or to increase the production, self-coordination is said to have taken place. This, of course, requires effective communication across the departments. This principle is rarely practiced in day-to-day life. Techniques of coordination. Broadly, there are two methods of coordination: formal methods and informal methods. The formal methods of coordination can be outlined as follows. 1. Planning. Planning involves the maximum utilization of available resources in men, money and material with a view to achieving the planned targets and goals within the limited period. Effective planning is an efficient coordinating device. Second, sound principles of organization. An organization established on sound principles of structures and functions is an effective check against the evils that stem from a lack of coordination. An organization characterized by clear lines of authority, adequate powers, well understood allocation of functions, absence of overlapping and duplication of efforts and proper delegation of words in itself reduces the necessities of coordination. Third, orders and instructions. The heads of various organizations issue orders and instructions from time to time and maintain coordination in their setup. Fourth, meetings and conferences. Interdepartmental meetings and conferences are other methods of coordination. These conferences create a feeling of common purpose. For example, the zonal councils meet at periodic intervals to coordinate the development of various states. These meetings provide opportunity for exchange of views, removal of differences and pave the way for singleness of purpose. The Central Secretariat, the Cabinet Committees, the Planning Commission and the National Development Council can be cited as examples for coordination by meetings and conferences. Fifth, standardization of procedure and methods. Another method of coordination in an organization is to certify the methods and procedures of working of different branches of organization. Forms, manuals, rules and regulations are examples of such standardization. Sixth, centralized housekeeping. In administration, housekeeping activities denote supply, warehousing, cleaning, mailing, transportation, food and telephone services. If such services are centralized in one agency, a great amount of confusion and expenditure can be avoided. Seventh, coordination by ministries. Certain common requirements of ministries can be centralized in one ministry. For example, the Ministry of Finance coordinates the requirements of various ministries. 8. Effective communication. Effective communication greatly enhances the coordinating capability of an agency. Informal methods. In addition to the formal means discussed, there are informal media of coordination which are no less effective. Personal contacts are perhaps the most important of these. They help free exchange of ideas, frank discussion and agreement by compromise. Committees and conferences furnish opportunities for such informal consultations. Hindrances to coordination. For the success of any enterprise, coordination must exist between different departments, groups and activities. Unfortunately, there are some limitations to the degree of coordination that can be achieved in any organization. Some of the constraints for effective coordination as enumerated by Luther Gulick. 1. The uncertain future poses a threatening challenge to coordination. Natural phenomena like rain, floods and certain abnormal changes in the behavior of individuals and groups in organizations are the examples of an uncertain future. Second, the knowledge, experience, character and wisdom of the managers and their confused and conflicting objectives and ideas also act as a constraint for effective coordination. The lack of administrative skills and the lack of adequate knowledge of necessary techniques on the part of managers also limit the degree of coordination in an organization. Fourth, the lack of an orderly method of developing and adopting new ideas and programs. A vast number of variables involved in the completeness of human knowledge, particularly with regard to man and his life, also limit the degree of coordination. Seckler Hudson have added 4 more factors, namely size and complexity, personalities and political factors, the lack of leaders with wisdom and knowledge pertaining to public administration, and the accelerated expansion of public administration of international dimensions. In short, the hindrances to coordination are the rapid proliferation of government departments and agencies, lack of delegation by the superior authority, and ambiguity in defining the span of control. To conclude on the session on coordination, we have discussed about the meaning and importance of coordination, the features of coordination, definitions given by various authors like Mooney, Gulick, Charlesworth, Mary Parker Follett, etc. Facets of coordination also have been highlighted. In the later part, we have discussed about the types of coordination and the principles of coordination. Then we came to the techniques of coordination, and finally we have discussed about hindrances to coordination. Coordination is the first principle of administration, and as students of administration, it becomes necessary for us to realize the significance of coordination and also to understand that wherever we have division of work, automatically coordination is a must. Discuss the techniques of coordination. Second, what are the hindrances to coordination and how to overcome these hindrances? What are the different types of coordination?